Here I have a Linux instance running my Anka Build Cloud controller, and then I have a Mac M2 Pro running in AWS as well. Here's the controller showing that the Mac is connected to the controller as a node. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a second dedicated. And then I will launch a new instance on the dedicated. I'm going to browse for an AMI under the community AMIs. All the AMIs follow similar naming patterns, so I just need to find the right one for the right Anka version I want. And then I'm going to choose the instance type, make sure it's Mac 2 Pro. And then I'll go under Advanced and connect the tenancy to the dedicated I just created. Now we will want to fill out the user data. Our AMIs have a service inside that take the user data and join the EC2 instance as an Anka node in the controller. Let's pull up the Anka AWS documentation. You can see we reference marketplace AMIs and community AMIs. We're going to be using a community AMI. That means we have to bring our own license. You can see that there's a couple of usage requirements here. You have to have a dedicated. We have one of those. We have the license, and then when you're creating an instance, you choose the AMI, and then you set user data. Here is the information about user data. These are environment variables that you're going to set. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to export the environment variable, and then we need to find the controller URL. So we're going to copy it there, paste it in. Great. So this is how you set the controller URL. Now we're going to skip join args, skip this, and we're going to set the Anka license. That's next. Great, let's put this in the user data as well. And finally, we're going to tell the service to use the public IP for the Anka node so that we can connect to it from the public IP. And you can see you can set certificate authentication, you can upgrade Anka every time the instance starts, and you can also pull down VM templates from the registry on instance start. And here we go, we have our Mac 2. I'm going to SSH into this second Mac instance, and it's actually initializing still, so we need to wait. And there we go, it is now green. And we can SSH in and double check that the Anka cluster status is showing that it's running, which means that it's joined. We see it here in the controller, and we have now 2 active nodes, more instances available, and all of our templates are there. Here's my Jenkins with 2 different jobs for 2 different Macintosh versions. I'm going to kick off builds for those, and I'm going to actually kick off 2 extra, so we get 4 total. If we go to the controller, we can see that we now are starting to get running instances from those jobs. That's a really good sign. Let's go under instances, and we can see that 2 are started and 2 are scheduling. Now we can see that those 2 that we're scheduling are now pulling or downloading to the node from the registry, so we'll need to wait for those to finish. Now they have finished downloading, and we can see all of the instances are started on the 2 different nodes. You see that there's capacity in running instances, 4 total, no available. You can see some stats here on the dashboard. Let's go back to the jobs, open up the job, and you can see it's doing the build. So let's go ahead and log into VNC. You'll actually see in VNC the running app. This is completely isolated from the other VMs running on the host. Here's the Anka list output and the running processes as well, showing that the virtualization is using resources.